Hello, my name is Sean Ngala, and today my presentation will be on Black Mirror, specifically an episode from Black Mirror. The episode is called Nosedive. So, what is Black Mirror? Black Mirror is a popular TV series in which each episode is a unique story that shows how modern or future technologies can be a detriment or have a major negative impact on society, especially at the social level. So basically, what that means is the technology we have today. Um, what Black Mirror does in each episode is each episode will show um, a different depiction of it or a futuristic depiction of it and how it could be a bad thing. And in this presentation, I will be covering the episode Nosedive, which is the first episode in the third season of the Black Mirror series. So technological analysis. In this episode of Black Mirror, social media has evolved to the point where it is so heavily integrated into society. The reason why is in this world, social media platforms are not just accessed through smartphones or computers, they can be accessed through your own eyes. So if you look at the first photo on the bottom left, you see the eye there, and there's some technology infused into the eyes of everyone in this world. And in the second photo, you could see the first person point of view. So the main character is looking at that person, and he sees that 3.797 hovering right next to him, and also his name and profile photo of the social media account. And that is displayed for every person that they see. And in the bottom, you see that she has her phone. And after her interaction with him, she's able to use her phone to give him a rating from 1 to 5. Social media analysis. Social media platforms in Nosedive have a twist to how major social media apps are used today. In Nosedive, the major social media platform allows people to rate their interactions with others on a scale of 1 to 5. The social media platform will then take the average of all the ratings and display it next to the individual's face when you look at them from your own eyes. So likewise to the previous photo, this is also a first person point of view. And in this scene, this guy went through some drama at his workplace, and people have at the workplace have been down rating him because they're taking sides and they think he's in the wrong. And here he's prepared a lot of drinks to hand out to the workers in an effort to bring up his average rating. So synopsis. So Lacey Pound, who is the main character in this episode, she has a serious obsession with her social media rating. Her obsession is shown in the show through her actions and determination to maintain and improve her high rating. Um, One example I could tell you is she's like really fake in this entire episode. There's a scene where she's in the restroom looking at the mirror, and she's trying to like make a perfect face, a happy face, and she's trying to practice her laugh to try to be better socially. She later inquires to purchase a house that she likes, but she can't afford to make the payments on the house. The real estate agent will then tell her that she can lower her payments to an affordable point if she's able to improve her social media rating to a 4.5. So unfortunately for her, she does not have that rating, so she can't make the payments. But she has a friend, Naomi, which is the person on the bottom left. And in this episode, she's having a wedding. And in this wedding, she has many friends who are like high profile people who have very high ratings. And Lacey plans to attend that wedding because she was invited, but use it as an opportunity to improve her rating by receiving high ratings from them. But unfortunately, throughout the episode, and in her adventure to do that, things will turn for the worse. So after that invitation, Lacey arrives at the airport to fly to her friend's wedding. But when she goes to the counter, she discovers that her flight has been canceled. And that's the scene at the bottom left. So she panics and overreacts to the situation. And that resulted to her acting quite hostile to the employee at the counter and all of the other customers and people who are at the airport. They witnessed this interaction and they judged her for it, and they subsequently dropped, her average because they're all giving her like a 1 out of 5. Uh, well, she continued to be persistent, and eventually the employee had to call a security guard, which is the person in the bottom right, and he came up, and security guards in this world are able to penalize difficult customers or like her by dropping her rating to a 3.0 temporarily, so it's not permanent. So it's like a warning, and I guess it's a way for them to make sure people don't act out of line. So because she couldn't fly, she still tried other things. So but Lacey continues to go through misfortune as she's trying to find a way to the wedding. But later on, she encounters Susan, and at that point, her rating had already dropped to 2.8. But this lady Susan, offers her a ride, and when she sees her, she sees that her rating is a 1.4. And at first in the episode, she was quite judgmental about it, because she sees the 1.4 and she thinks that she might, not be a good person. But that turned out to be the complete opposite. And while she was in the truck, getting a ride from Susan, Susan basically explained to her how she doesn't care about the ratings and the ratings aren't important. Lacey, she was paying attention, she listened, but to her rating is still very important, and she is extremely desperate to attend that wedding and fix her own rating. But because of the delays that she's had and also her rating, dropping down a lot, she basically was not allowed at the wedding anymore. But she decided to trespass and sabotage the wedding. And when she arrived to the wedding, she just let everything out, and she said some things that I guess made everyone there feel uncomfortable. And subsequently, she would go to jail, where she's locked in a cell, and across from her there's another cellmate, and they started to hurl insults at each other, and they became happy as they did it, which is the weird part. But the reason why they were happy is because they're both in a position where they can say what they want without the fear of being downrated. So the social implications of Nosedive's dystopian social media world. In Nosedive, one very important theme depicted is the importance of maintaining a high rating to be accepted by society, due to the ability of every person to see your rating just by glancing at you. We often see in the episode how overly friendly everyone is to each other. They must interact in a very fake way, similar to how an employee must always put on a happy face to deal with customers. Ratings are not only important to not be judged by others, they also affect the economic opportunities you will have. For example, like the house you wanted to buy. In order to get a house that's affordable for her, she needs to have a high rating. And this will happen with many other things in that world, such as trying to get a flight, right? It's easier for you to get a flight if you have a higher rating. So they place so much importance on social media And the result is everyone has to put on a face when they interact with each other. So what are the parallels between Nosedive and real life? So although Nosedive's social media depiction is a lot different, and you can also argue it's pretty unrealistic in some ways, there are still many parallels to how social media is used today. And it also shows how much of a danger this could be if we continue social media to develop in a toxic way. So today we see how social media users are overly concerned with their profile, follower count, and impressions they make on other people. One thing important to note is how unrealistic most posts or profile are. Many users use filters, exaggerate their posts, and selectively post the things that make them look best. So what's the moral of the story? A society that judges one another by the content of their profile may not be ideal. This pressure to have a high rating puts people in a position to put on a face in public and inflate or exaggerate their life through unrealistic social media posts. Today, many kids and adults have succumbed to the pressure of social media, as many individuals place way too much importance on their profiles and posts and feel their value is tied to the success of their social media accounts. Nosedive shows how this toxic nature of social media can evolve to something even worse. So I think that's really the biggest point of the whole episode. Um, Although it is much different in the episode, we see how people today and children they feel validated as a person by how their profile performs, like the amount of likes they have, the amount of followers they have. And I also think that it shows them a distorted reality of how people's lives are. I mean, like people on nowadays, like try to post all the happy things in their life. They try to make their life seem as exciting and fun as possible, but they don't show the sad things that they go through, and everyone goes through that. They don't show the normal day-to-day things that they go through, which is what everyone goes through. Um, yes, there are people out there who party every day. They're in that fortunate position where they could do that, but the average person can't do that, and it's an unrealistic pressure to have. Um, and I think that Black Mirror did a very good job on this episode, showing how much worse it can get. Um, so that concludes my presentation. Thank you very much, and have a great day.